Next is from Canito, Cleveland. Subject is AAA in Florida. Good morning, gentlemen. Long-time listener from the MLW days, but first time writing in. K-Dog and Disco, thank you for both from the bottom of my heart for the great memories as a kid. I love both your characters. You guys are a big reason why I watched WCW, and I recently watched AAA for the first time last week. Decided to watch Impact for the first time in years, and it was a AAA show. Fully enjoyed it. We'll be looking out for more. My question is, will AAA be in Florida, specifically the Orlando area, anytime soon? Orlando is a huge wrestling town with a large Hispanic community. I think it would do well here. I would definitely attend if it ever happens. Conan, keep blazing it up and throw one on the air for all of us to do the same. One love, and that's Nito from Orlando.
I recognize his name.
So the question is if we'll do shows in Orlando?
Florida, specifically Orlando, anytime soon.
Yeah. We may with Impact because, like I said in previous letter, it's up to them what cities they want to do, but we are obviously targeting Hispanic cities. And also, we're still negotiating the United States. Our TV deal, there's been a bunch of hurdles. If it was that easy, everybody would have one. But as far as that, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Let me piggyback off that question. Do you know, as of yet, if AAA might run a show in Philly during WrestleMania weekend with WrestleCon or whatever?
I can pretty much guarantee no.
Next is from Power Requires Hustle, subject to Spotify payouts.
That's King Cole.
That's King Cole. Hello, friends. King Cole the rapper checking in yet again. There are lots of artists, Weird Al and Snoop Dogg, for example, they're upset about their payouts from Spotify. Snoop claimed he received 45,000 for over 1 billion plays. Weird Al received like 15 to 25 million of plays. 15 or 20 million for plays. And clearly the math is different for every artist depending upon their various distribution deals. My question is, do either of you feel like you've received a payout that you felt was less than you deserved? Also, how do you like seeing my boy Jelly Roll on Raw the other night? That man is on top of the world right now, and I'm proud to have to wrote some songs with him. Be safe and God bless us. And King Cole. So King Cole wrote some songs with Jelly Roll, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, Joe. Have you been upset, Joe? Because you're the one that handles Spotify, right?
Oh no, I think we've had some really good years the past few years, but I think he meant overall, like even in your wrestling career and stuff. If you had any payouts,
well, if we talk about podcasts overall, 100%, we got by podcast one
for
and
sure. Yeah.
I will say this, even though he's on the list and he will forever stay on the list. Chris Jericho was really cool about it because there were times when I was like, I don't want to do it anymore, and he actually sent me money to make sure that I kept doing the podcast. Then we went to I think Joe might have been here for this. Did we go to CBS after podcast?
No, we started at Westwood and then we went to Podcast One and then we were with MLW for a little bit. And now we're independent.
We got everywhere we went except here, so
yeah, and it shows you how you should have been getting paid all along, if not more from a bigger corporation,
Yeah.
It's all good. Better late than never.
Yeah, next is from Jim Lennon. Subbed as Meltzer line again. I do not give about Okada. I don't care if he signs with WWE. I don't care if he signs with TNA, AEW, MLW, AAA, or even if he stays with New Japan. Simply not care about him, but I do love it when Meltzer gets caught out lying. Over the past few weeks, Dave Meltzer has reported that Okada is a soon-to-be free agent, that WWE has huge interest in him, which means based on Meltzer's recent track record, it means that Okada will or already is signed with AEW. This, along with Meltzer being dragged for his fake reporting on Elimination Chamber ticket sales, so you think that his rep is dead in 2024? But, bro, to everybody there, okay, Dave reported that Elimination Chambers only sold 8,000 tickets and they're only supposed to, like, whatever. And I think he looked at some data and he obviously saw a number that was inaccurate and reported it, right? He's since come out and apologized and then said that. I saw this data point, but everybody's still like, liar. It's like, dude, the guy writes how many stories do you think are in the Observer on a weekly basis?
15 to 20, maybe more, and show reports.
These people are dragging him just because he said he got a number wrong and has come out and just apologized for getting the number wrong. And everybody's, it's like, come on, people, get a life.
Let me make a comment on this. I've known Dave a long time, as listeners to the show know. And he does a good job of checking sources because he checks them with me. And he's the only guy I know that has ever checked with me. Nobody else has ever said, "Hey, did this happen? And this is the way it happened? Can you give me context?" He's the only guy. So why would he ruin his credibility? Because he's supposed to be, like the most popular
The paper I
shoot,
call
right?
the paper of record would be the best way to
Paper
describe
of
it.
record.
There you go. Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it. Why would he ruin his credibility lying over that will come back to hurt him?
Right.
If everything is based on credibility, why would he do that?
Yeah, it's not, bro. That's
Yeah,
not
can
a
he
lie.
get?
That's
Of
just
course he
repeating
can.
something. That's just repeating a number. Like you got a number wrong. Okay, it's like like who cares? Like people are dying for people to get stuff wrong so they can call them liars.
Yeah, it's the same
stuff,
people that were jumped all over you for the damn
Right.
Boyz thing. Those
Right,
type of
exactly.
people, easily triggered, easily offended.
Right. And how's Okada's English? Have you met Okada before, Conan?
I have met him, but I don't remember him speaking good English. But I don't.
Yeah, I don't see him. The WWE, just because this guy got high marks from Meltzer, that they'd really be interested. He was in TNA for years. He spent like a year in TNA and never got over.
Yeah, right.
Just
they
like a
did
regular.
Push him right, and that was.
Well, how do you? You still
that
had
was
he still had a lot of ring time. I mean, bro, it's like if you're not getting pushed, you can still do things in the ring which get people to get behind you and stuff. And it's just like I don't know, he's just a typical Japanese wrestler, Japanese style. Just and that I don't know. I don't like that. I don't think they need the guy right now. They have a lot of top guys right now, and I think you'd look at. I'll be a perfect example. Until now, what's his name? Nakamura came in and he was like the king of strong style Japanese, and he didn't really, and he had charisma. But the problem was they stuck a mic in front of him, and his English was so bad. The way he talked, he sounded, he had a rough time with it. It's just like it hurt him. It hurt his marketability. You know what I'm saying? So Okada's kind of more of a handsome guy. Yeah, go ahead.
Plus, also, that was probably the last time I was watching New Japan when he was still there. And I loved his in-ring style, and for whatever reason, it didn't translate well in WWE.
Right. Next is from Matthew Ince. The subject is the Hardys versus Tony Khan. On the most recent episode of The Extreme Life, Matt Hardy got a lot of coverage for being very open about how unhappy he has been with how the Hardys have been booked in AEW. He's right. The booking's been terrible. They've really done nothing and absolutely is never booked as legendary names. On the other hand, why would they be booked well? I know that Matt and Jeff are real-life friends of yours, but you guys are just lying if you think they're not clearly in physical pain when they wrestle. Matt Hardy seems to walk with bow legs, and Jeff moves at half speed now. Tony Khan should have been fully aware of this before signing them. And at the same time, I'd love to know how you guys would book them to get them back on track, or if it was up to you, would you cut them from the roster? Now, Matt Hardy was basically just like when he left WWE, he was just, he was just Matt Hardy. He was trying to find things, but what rejuvenated his career?
Yeah, the delete thing.
Which was produced by who? And that was basically Jeremy Borash producing cool content. It doesn't seem like AEW has the time, other than MJF and Adam Cole, producing cool vignettes for that type of content.
I think if Matt came in, he left WWE or was released or whatever it was, and he came in AEW. But when he came in, it was the era was starting. So when he comes in to do his big delete thing at the end of the show, the reveal, there was no one there to chant it. If he had a crowd there, it would have worked out better for him. But then when they were being used
remember when the wrestlers were the crowd? That was great.
But Jeff got in trouble again when he first arrived at AEW. He got in trouble pretty quickly. So that would have hurt them too,
Let me just say this about that. It ain't like WWE booked them much better at last go round after they returned to a tremendous reaction, but we're not talking about that. Yeah, they are messed up physically. Look at all the they did when they're young with all the tables and chairs and ladders and Impact, all the Jeff was still doing, and the roads and the partying takes their toll. I wouldn't fire them because I think they deserve better than that, but I would have them doing exactly what Disco said. I would have them doing all that delete and doing,
character work.
Right. Maybe every now and then, maybe once or twice a year, they do a match, where all their limitations can be hidden, where they just maybe you do a comeback or something. You know, they're really easy to work with. They have no egos. They'll help young talent. They could book. They could agent. There's a lot you can do with them.
Well, let me make a good point here too, though. And let's be very, honest. I like
Right.
Matt Hardy. Like we like the Hardys, right?
Right.
You can't get over the fact that physically, when you watch him work, he's got a bad hip, and he moves slow,
Right.
and that's problematic in that company where these guys are working at like it's we're talking about vinyl records. Everybody's working at 45 speed, and Matt Hardy's at 33. Okay.
Yeah, but all I'm saying is if you only work let me just say this because I'll forget. Just go. If you only work them twice a year, once a year, something like that, it gives them a chance to heal up, and you can put them in an easy match with somebody like Kristen Cage who's going to take care of them.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
that was gonna be my point. You
Right.
put him in other guys that could work 33 speed.
Right.
These
Yeah.
other guys, they put him in with like the
The
private.
remember the two-
Nobody
the
knows.
two
Nobody
private
knows.
party guys.
Right, just people
Right.
that don't know how to adjust to your opponent's style. All they know how to
Right.
get all their stuff, right? And so, like, Matt not want to be left behind is going out there working these guys' matches, and he just looks slow. Put him in there with a pro. Him and Jericho could do a good program. Jericho
Right.
and Hardy, like you could put Jericho and Omega against the Hardy Boys to build it up
Right.
with 3 to 4 weeks of TV based on their legacy and stuff, and they can work around the guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what you do with him. You put him in an angle where the
You don't put them in with young high flyers,
right?
because private party's on your side.
Yeah,
and he's trying to keep up. God bless him, because he
Right.
doesn't want to look bad. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
yeah. And that's
Yeah.
and then unfortunately it's that's what's happening there. So but
Right.
no, they obviously still have value. And plus too,
Right.
just having him constantly backstage just recruiting people for his group has been a stupid storyline. That's like just lame, you know what I'm saying? So
Well, he's done nothing that's been
Right.
good.
right. Nexus of Germany. Oh, this Nexus of Germany French fries. The subject is more AEW drama. I just watched your clip about Tony Khan allowing Danielson to fine AEW wrestlers for social media for media posts. But what I'd like to know is, do you guys think that this is just going to lead to even more behind the scenes drama with the Elite? When CM Punk came into AEW, he wasn't made a VP, but he pretty much could do anything he wanted to. I think he was made a VP, because he wasn't. But bro, when he got fired, he had 2 contracts, right? An employee and a wrestler, wasn't he?
That's right. Yeah,
Look that right.
That's right.
Okay, which I'm sure led to the behind the scenes fallout. With Danielson getting the level of behind the scenes power, do you think it's inevitable that more fallouts will happen? I mean, what exactly do the Elite guys do anyway? We know producing good video games or selling merch is part of the job. Bro, I'm telling you what, I wasn't a fan of Bryan Danielson years and years and years and years ago because everybody said he was the greatest wrestler in the world, and I was like, this guy's kind of bland for my taste. But his in-ring work was good. He was very technical and detailed, right? Then he got over in WWE and got the yes chant going and kind of changed his style a little bit. Wasn't as reckless and killing himself out there, but he still ended up getting hurt a lot,
Several times, yeah.
Bro, I'm watching him now, and he's come back from like what was supposed to be career-ending concussions, and he ain't doing nothing to protect himself out there.
Bro, not only that,
he's got a
broken orbital bone, which I'm sure is
right.
healing. He just put the eye patch over that. That's
like,
kind of crazy.
It is, but it kind of feeds into that fan base. They like that. And me as a performer, and like they used to wrestle safe and done like, bro, I would not be happy if anybody ever gets hurt. And I like actually preach, hey guys, take it easy out there. I don't want to watch you getting hurt because it's uncomfortable for me watching guys do stupid out there and getting hurt. I'm watching Bryan Danielson wrestle, and I'm like, dude, what are you I would pull him aside backstage and go, dude, why are you doing this? You're way too physical out there. Your matches are way too physical. It's just, you're I don't know if what got you hurt before, but you're going to get hurt again. You're out there with you broke your face recently. And now you're coming back, and not only did you not slow it down a little bit and work more, bro, you have the crowd. You don't have to do all this physical Japanese stuff and everything. It's like, dude, I'm looking at the guy. I'm like, are you, I keep saying this all the time. Are you in this to wrestle for the Meltzer stars now? Because that's all you're doing. You're not protecting yourself. You're not working with the crowd more. You're not taking your time. You're out there just doing these brutal physical matches, and and they're doing the angle afterwards with the doctors coming out and like you're selling it, bro. That's not good TV. It's making people like, I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable watching you perform.
Yeah.
That's not what you want to be doing right now when your company is looking for fans. It's having people look in their watches like, we know wrestling's fake.
And so just elaborate real quick on that, DI, is that you're not talking about big pay-per-view main events. You're talking about Bryan on Dynamite, Rampage, whatever
Collision,
else. Collision,
you're wrestling, right.
Yeah.
Like,
I've had friends text me that are, fans with that sentiment. What is Bryan thinking? What is Bryan doing? That's the truth,
So think about that, Bryan. You got people that you're making people uncomfortable watch you. That's not, you're not promoting the product. You're causing people to actually turn the channel because they're kind of getting upset watching you. It's not the way you want to do this. Go ahead. You got a comment on that, Conan? Am I right or am I overanalyzing?
Well, I just think that there's a little bit of everything. There's probably people like you, and I feel the same way. I'm like, bro, you don't have to be doing that much. You're already over, right? But there's probably people that are like, yeah, you're a warrior, yeah, Bryan Danielson, and maybe he's just like, is what I love to do. And
we're the Blackpool Combat Club. Yeah, right.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah. Because how imagine trying to tell Eddie or Chris Benoit to slow down.
Yeah. All right. This is I talked about this beginning, but I didn't realize some. Oh, by the way, you're right, Joe. Try to pull these up. I'm gonna mention some names here. When I do mention the names.
Okay. Yeah, I know what you mean. Go ahead.
All right. It's from Eddie Hogan, because I saw the girl one here.
Yep.
Eddie Hogan, subject is Dem Boys. I think we can all finally remember the endless sold-out stadium shows and massive record-breaking TV ratings that Ring of Honor would draw with the Briscoes on top. They were the biggest draws in wrestling history. We all know that people like Hulk Hogan, The Rock, Roman, John Cena, and Stone Cold Steve Austin's drawing ability and mainstream celebrity status is nothing compared to the Briscoes, right? Right? So we've put two rights in there. This, of course, according to people like Mickie James, Mike Bennett, and Ubermark Dax Hardwood. By the way, Dax Hardwood took a shot at me on Twitter the other day, Conan. I had to.
What happened? Could I hear this?
I'm going to finish this email, then we're going to get to that. Right.
Right.
I'm on
For those who don't know what I'm talking about, the Fox Twitter account recently tweeted a photo of Lashley screw with the title "Dem Boys," which, would you know it, has every mega mark on Twitter crying that's disrespectful. How? No one knows who Briscoes are, apart from the nerds like me, and I didn't even know who they were called Dem Boys. K100 team, I'd also love to know your takes on the latest issue that just makes me shake my head at the IWC once again. What did Mickie James and Mike Bennett and Dax Hardwood say about this? You got the tweets, Joe?
Yeah, so Mickie, I'll go back to her because she tweeted a few times, but all Dax did was he retweeted Mark's tweet about Dem Boys, and he put, only won 13 times, top 5 dead or alive, OG Dem Boys, the Briscoes. And that seems to be all he really said about it.
Right.
Okay. Well, I don't know why that's such a big deal. And Mickie said, the comments alone, I mean, how comfortable people are being disrespected and disrespecting others, all for a fake like on a soulless app. I'm aware it's a tweet. I'm aware the boys also, my friends didn't post it. I'm aware a brother and friend is still grieving. You should too. And a couple of times she put out like, hey, everybody calm down because Dem Boys has been around since a German comic strip in 1915. So let's take it easy. And then who was the other guy from the Kingdom?
Mike Bennett.
Oh, Mike Bennett. Okay.
Friend of the show, Mike Bennett. He came on. Remember Mike Bennett had an issue with something I said, so let's bring him on. We had a good, respectful conversation with the show.
Yeah, he was good dude.
Yeah. For anybody that all these people that think I'm like some toxic guy and everything, it's like if you disagree with me, we'll only come on the show. We'll bring you on the show if you're famous enough.
The thing is, man, sometimes the narrative is stronger than the truth.
Right. Do you want to hear the Dax Harwood tweet? Okay, so he tweeted about like, hey, basically he tweeted an original tweet about how he's been wrestling on Rampage, but back in the day you could watch like, the Mantar and stuff, everything, right? So somebody tweeted the tweet got taken down because of I guess the person blocked me. I don't know. But so Uncle Dax tweeted again, I will not make a comment about a wrestling plumber because lots of people called for death on my last lighthearted, quote, tribalistic joke tweet. You're right. TL Hopper, Freddie Joe Floyd, Mantar, Fake Razor Diesel, Disco Inferno, Glacier, Duke the Dumpster Drozy, the Yeti, the Goon. Isaac Yankem, Oz, and Shotmaxer were all great gimmicks, and wrestling sucks today, especially FTR. He's being sarcastic there, right? But we know what he's trying to do. Anyway, watch AEW Rampage tonight. So he's taking a shot at me and dumping my gimmick in there with those guys, right? So I had to tweet, okay? And this was actually pretty funny. The Wrestling, I tweeted this. I said, Wrestling Observer Awards, quote, best gimmick, and this is from the Wrestling Observer Awards best gimmick from 1987 through 1999, right? I said, so this post is clear misinformation. I put at helpful notes, like commuter notes. I want him to correct that. Right? Okay, these were the best. These were the best gimmicks in wrestling. Okay, I'm going to read them to you, Conan. You want to hear these, Conan?
Yeah.
These got voted the Wrestling Observer.
Dave?
Well, the Wrestling Observer readers.
The
right?
voters, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
1987, Ted DiBiase.
Agreed.
1988, Rick Steiner. I think he was a dog-faced gremlin then. Or he may have been doing the thing with Mike Rotundo with the varsity club.
Yeah, the varsity
He was actually
club.
a pretty good gimmick back then. That was actually entertaining.
Yeah.
1989, Jushin Liger.
Right.
1990, 1991, 1992, 1993, and 1994, all The Undertaker. So somebody tweeted this after this case. Somebody said, wow, it looks like Disco was the original guy that broke the Undertaker's streak. Because in 1995, the Disco Inferno was the best gimmick, breaking the 5-year run of the Undertaker. What do you think about me breaking the Undertaker, being the first guy to break the Undertaker streak, Conan?
That's tremendous. So you need to make a shirt.
Disco Inferno. I should actually did 1990, 91, 92, take it, then cross it all out and put 95 Disco. I broke the streak. Yeah, actually, tell Joe, tell Durbin to take that and try to make me a T-shirt, like something entertaining like that. Right?
Yeah.
Afterwards, in 1996, NWO, 1997,
What he's got to
1998.
put, what he's got to put is gimmick of the year. Is that what it was called?
Gimmick of the year, best gimmick. Wrestling Observer Awards, best gimmick.
Okay,
yeah,
best gimmick of the year, or Wrestling or whatever, right? And then put all the years Undertaker, and then maybe cross it out, and then put Disco breaks his streak, 1995.
That's funny.
Disco Inferno 316. I just broke your streak. Because in 1997, 1998, Stone Cold Steve Austin was the best gimmick. In 1990, take a while to guess who the 1999 the best gimmick was.
Jericho.
1999.
Yes, after Stone Cold was 97 to 98.
Rock, Jericho.
Yep, The Rock. Yeah, that's good. Look, this is good company. Think about from 1990 for a period of 10 years. These five things were the best gimmicks. Undertaker, NWO, Stone Cold, Rock, and me. That's pretty funny if you think about it, right?
I think look around 2006.
Yeah.
See if LAX was. I think they might have been.
Well, I gotta look at that. I screenshotted that, so I'd have to go back and look it up.
Okay.
Try to look it up, Joe. Wrestling Observer Awards best gimmick. I think it's a Wikipedia page. You can go on and just scroll down and it'll have it.
Yeah.
They do. It's wrestling. It's on the Wikipedia page, Wrestling Observer Awards, and it'll say decades. Like for each decade, it'll have like each year, like this one was listed. So
okay.